it's your girl Zandra. I'm sitting in the yellow chair today. I truly have on my happy pants today. My camera, y'all, I need to invest in another stand. I don't know why this stand won't work for me. Is it gonna stay up? I truly have on my happy pants today. Every single day I take at least 2 showers. I take a shower when I get up in the morning, and I take a shower before I go to bed at night, and sometimes in between time and in the meantime I take a shower throughout the day. But got up this morning, took a shower, and I thought I'm literally going to put on my happy pants and a t-shirt. So I'm rocking an AKA t-shirt. So shout out to all of my sorors. If you're a soror and you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click your post notification bell so that you will be notified every single time I upload a new video. Today I'm feeling I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm feeling some type of way. I have my coffee milk today, and check out my mug, y'all. It's Tink. I've talked about this mug like a long time ago. It's Tink, y'all, and it says, mornings aren't magical. Mornings aren't magical. Yeah. And I want to add, and sometimes life just sucks. But my coffee milk is good, y'all. I don't know if y'all know how I make my coffee milk, but we use Starbucks coffee. So holla at your girl, Starbucks. Even if I'm not using a Starbucks mug, I'm using Starbucks coffee. But this mug came from Disneyland or Disney World, Disney Parks. It was Disney World, I'm sure. Y'all, I love myself some Tink. I love Tinkerbell. But anyway, when we lived in Georgia, in Fort Stewart, Georgia, we went to Disney all the time. We were only 4 hours away from Orlando, so we were always at the parks. So anyway, Tink, mornings aren't magical. And I woke up this morning not feeling magical, not feeling excited about the day, feeling kind of sad, and not depressed sad, but like life be lifing, y'all. Let me tell you, it's been a rough week. Not really, but sort of, kind of. So yesterday, well, let me start with Monday. I don't even know if I can start with Monday. Let me start with Sunday. So Sunday, we were invited to a church. So we went and visited the church, and I really liked the church. I liked it. There was nothing really special about it that I liked. I just felt good being at the church. But the pastor talked about a mess. Like, it was like the title was What a Mess. And he talked about the mess that we sometimes get in. And he quoted scriptures from the Bible and related that to the mess. And I don't remember all of the scriptures and the quotes, but I did take notes. But the notes were in my phone, and I'm recording on my phone, so I can't share that with you. But the pastor talked about the mess, and it resonated with me because one of the things that he talked about was, like, we have to own our mess. We have to acknowledge the fact that we've made a mess, and then we need to clean up our mess. And it resonated with me because that's how I live my life. Like, if I make a mess, or if I do something that is not right, or if I say something that is wrong, or like, I don't have a problem apologizing for the mess that I've made, right? But I have a hard time with people who don't own their shit. I'm talking about the pastor, and I'm cursing. I have a hard time with people that don't own their stuff. I don't like excuses. So sometimes I cut my girls off if I feel like they're making excuses. I'd be like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Like, you're making excuses. Like, just own your stuff. And I think, like, a lot of times you'll hear me say, well, you might not hear me say this, but if you know me, you'll know that I don't deal with a lot of people. I don't hang out with a lot of people because I don't like to deal with people and their mess. Like, so many times people don't own it, right? So if you are a mess, I'm a hot mess most of the time. But I would like to think that I own my stuff and I speak my mind and my peace about it, and I try to keep it moving. But my mornings become unmagical when I'm dealing with other people who don't handle their stuff or speak their truth, or sometimes life is just a mess. I don't like when people don't stand on their word, right? So the pastor also talked about like you have to repent, and then it's like you're changing your heart, you're changing your mind. And some people don't do that. Some people make a mess, try to clean it up, half-ass it, and then make the mess all over again. And that just irritates me. So when I'm dealing with my girls, they know I don't deal with people. I don't like a lot of people in my house. I don't center myself around a lot of people. My friends are my friends, and who I hang with is who I hang with. But sometimes I want to be out and do things, but then I'm just like, oh, I'm not trying to get involved with people, right? Sometimes even my extended family is a mess. And sometimes I would say that I enjoyed being overseas and away from the extended family because I don't want to deal with their stuff, right? Because if you speak your truth about their stuff, then that's a problem too. So it's like, you do you, boo, but keep your stuff over there, and don't involve me with your stuff, because if I make an opinion about if I have an opinion about your stuff that you've brought into my vicinity, then it's going to be another situation, right? We're going to be arguing, or people are going to be in their feelings. And I like to think of myself as a straight shooter. Pa-pow, pa-pow. Wendy Williams. I miss Wendy Williams' show. Anyway, y'all, so that was Sunday, right? And so I really enjoyed that sermon because I'm a true, firm believer in owning your stuff, cleaning it up, asking for forgiveness, and moving forward in a different way, right? So that was Sunday. And then we went and spent time with family and yada, yada, yada. Okay. I don't know what happened each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But one day, Ryan, Cedric, and I were out on the patio, and we were having conversations, and we were talking about people and standing on their business and being honest. And I have a hard time dealing with people that I don't feel like is always honest, or if you've lied to me in the past, I have a hard time dealing with you because I think because of my childhood traumas, right? My dad used to lie to us all the time. He would say he's gonna come see us. He would say he's gonna come pick us up. We would be like, and y'all know, like I've said this before, like I grew up in low income housing, single mom of 6. We lived in the projects, didn't have a lot. But my dad and my mom like divorced when I was young, right? But Pam and I would sit and look out the window and wait for him to come, and he would never show up. And I said this in another video, like I felt like he took care of his wife's kids better than I know he did. Took care of his wife's kids better than he took care of us. And anyway, that's another story. But where I'm going with this is I have those traumas, right? Those childhood traumas of people not keeping their word and people lying to you and all of that. And so when you're dealing with childhood stuff, people go a bunch of different ways with it. Some people flock to and they live that life that they grew up in, and some people stay away from that life that they grew up in, right? And I think that I'm kind of like in the middle of that life, right? Like my life has put me in situations where I feel like sometimes I'm reliving the past, but I'm also like moving far away from the past. I don't know, it's hard. But I knew growing up that I wanted to be an educator because I wanted to make lives for kids better. I wanted to enrich their lives. I wanted to help to guide them. I wanted to encourage them. I wanted to give them this rich experience in the classroom and outside the classroom. I wanted to bring resources inside the classroom to them. And I wanted to be of inspiration to them. So I knew I wanted to be an educator because of that. But I also wanted to be a school counselor early on in my educational career because I didn't want to just touch the kids that were in my class. I felt like I had so much to give and so much to offer to all kids that I wanted to become a school counselor, right? Recently, I've been on this path of I wanted to get a degree in mental health counseling and possibly at some point in my life open up a practice, Our Square counseling practice or something along those lines. I don't know. My square plus your square equals our square. Anyway, so on June 23rd, I started an educational specialist degree in community counseling with an emphasis in traumatology. And I want to tell y'all that traumatology is a lot of different things. Traumatology is a branch of medicine that focuses on the study, diagnoses, and treatment of injuries and wounds caused by traumatic events, such as accidents, falls, or violence. So you have that. Traumatologists are medical professionals who specializes in this field. They have extensive training in the evaluation and management of traumatic injuries. That definition goes on and on, to include like fractures and soft tissue damage, dislocation, nerve injuries, and burns and that kind of thing. But what I want to focus on is traumatology also encompasses the psychological aspects of trauma, such as post-traumatic stress disorder and other mental conditions that can arise from traumatic experiences, right? And so I thought I needed to put some more tools in my tool belt to help the kids that I'm dealing with deal with their traumatic experiences, right? I needed to put some tools in my tool belt to help my own personal kids deal with their traumas, and I needed to deal more with my traumas. And I'm an advocate, Lord, the camera. I'm a strong advocate of therapy. I go to therapy. My girls go to therapy when they need to. Like, I'm a strong advocate for therapy. If you need it, you need to go. But that was part of the reason why I decided to go back to school for mental health counseling, because I wanted to deal not only with my traumas, but I wanted to help other people deal with their traumas as well. And this is my second week of school. And I know that I'm getting ready to dive in. I had a meeting yesterday with the professor at 8 o'clock in the morning. Had a meeting, and we talked a lot about the class and what's to come, and she gave us some resources to use and all of that. So I wanted to share with you guys that life is not always magical and is not always amazing, but there's always something in the background that's going on that sometimes you need to deal with. And I know that there are some things that I need to deal with, and I'm sure like life is not perfect for none of us, because nobody's perfect, right? So chat with your girl, right? As I learn, I'll help you grow, because we do what we know, right? And you have to continue to educate yourself. Y'all, I'm so sorry, my thing won't stay up. Tomorrow, I'm going to get another tripod. I don't know why this one won't stay up. I have another one that's broken too. I don't want to hold the camera. So anyway, all right, so I'm back in school for traumatology, so I can help the students that I deal with, help me, help my girls deal with life, right? Because sometimes we have traumas that we don't deal with, and so we use other things to escape from it. So that was the other reason why I woke up not feeling the best today. All right, so let's talk about this. So I went and got blood work done yesterday, and then after I got blood work done yesterday, I picked up the girls. We went to Walmart, And then somebody hit us from the back, right? There was a car accident. My car is not that bad. There is some damage. I need to call State Farm, but we'll deal with that. So that happened yesterday, and then we went to Sam's, and when I came home, my youngest was invited to go to the lake. All right, so now I'm gonna talk about parenting. So if you want to pause right here, I'll stop it and let you know I'm about to shift conversations, because today I'm just talking about life, because I woke up and my morning was not magical. So if you want to pause right here, this is a good exit point. And if you want to start back watching it after you pour yourself some more coffee milk and put on your happy pants, and that's what you can do. So if you're leaving me at this point, I'll talk to you later. Peace. But if you're staying on because I'm about to talk about parenting and things, life, then I look forward to continuing this chat. All right. All right, y'all, I'm back, and I switched out my tripod, and hopefully it will not be like moving up and down and all of that jazz. But anyway, so let's continue this chat. So got my blood work, all of that stuff, got home last night, and watching TV with my youngest angel. And someone had invited her, not just someone, a good friend of hers had invited her to the lake. Y'all, this was the third time she's been invited to the lake. And this was the third time I said no. Well, I was just like, oh no, I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't think it's a good idea. Number one, well, there was a lot of reasons I don't feel good about it. But I woke up this morning feeling kind of, I don't know if perplexed is the word, because, all right, so we don't get manuals when we're raising our girls or your family or your kids or whatever. Like, I truly feel like people do the best they can for the most part, right? They do what they know how to do. But I also feel like when you learn more, when you are told more, when you educate yourself, then when you understand how people feel, then you do better, right? When it comes to like raising your kids or taking care of your family or whatever. I feel like that goes back to owning your stuff. Like, people don't always own their responsibilities and do what they're supposed to do for their family. So we've lived in Tennessee for almost 4 years. October will be 4 years we've lived in Tennessee. And this particular friend, Riley has been friends with for 3 years, maybe the whole time we've been here. They've been good friends. They've spent the night with each other. They've been good friends. But I feel some type of way about her going to the lake. Number one, I don't know why. She can swim. Riley knows how to swim. But number two, I feel like when they go to the lake, sometimes it's around the holiday. I think the last time they went, it was around a holiday. But the 4th of July is tomorrow, right? So here we are. Yesterday, we had a little accident. Ryan was saying her back was hurting a little bit. I'm a very protective mom, right? Like, when I was growing up, I didn't get to spend a night with a bunch of different people and do all those things, because I know that you're not safe unless you're safe, right? And I know that sometimes people are not even safe when they're with their own families. I know that there have been incidents and cases and criminal charges filed against people who have mistreated their own kids and that kind of thing, mentally and physically, right? So I know that I can't be this helicopter parent and always protect them, and I know that they have to have these different experiences. But what I also know is around the holidays, and I don't know why this is a thing. I don't know why everybody always feel like they need to get drunk around the holidays. I don't know why every time there's a family gathering, like, people are always drinking. I don't know why people can't just have wholesome fun without alcohol being involved. That bothers me. And maybe it bothers me because I'm a sip drinker every blue moon. The other night I drank a wine cooler that I've had since January, right? So I don't drink for real, and I have a hard time with people. I don't like people that drink and don't handle their alcohol well, or I have a hard time being around. Okay, when I started this chat, I told you I don't do people for real. And a lot of times it's because they don't own their stuff. And a lot of times when people are drinking, things happen and they're not in control over what has happened because they're drunk. They don't remember what has happened. Like, it's just a lot of stuff that I don't like to deal with. So much so that, like, one of my family members was like, "Are you gonna buy some alcohol?" And I was like, "I don't drink. I'm not buying alcohol." And she was like, "You don't have to drink to buy alcohol." Yeah, I'm not buying alcohol for other people to. I don't do alcohol like that. So anyway, when it comes to the holidays, people are always drinking, irresponsible, not doing what they're supposed to do, and that weighs on me. So when you think about your child going to the lake and you're not there, and I don't think that the family that she's going with is going to be drinking. So let me make that very clear. I don't think that that's the issue. But if you're out on boats and people drink and then be out on boats, right? And so accidents happen. An accident happened. We were stopped at a red light yesterday, right? And nobody was drinking, I'm sure, because the lady that hit me said that they were coming from the hospital because her husband had surgery on his leg and his leg was all wrapped up and they had stopped to get Chick-fil-A and all of that. So I know that accidents can happen, but I also know that when it comes to the holidays, whatever holiday it is, I don't care what holiday it is, people always feel like they need to drink and then they make reckless decisions. And my heart of hearts would not allow me to allow my child to go to the lake with one of her besties. So I woke up this morning and I feel kind of bad. Like, I know she would like to have that experience. We don't have a boat. We don't go out to the lake. We've never been tubing. Like, we've done beaches and we've done jet skis and all of that stuff before. And she wasn't a big fan of the jet ski. But I feel like if she's out on the lake with them, she would try the jet ski again. I know that there could be jet ski accidents. Like, it troubles me. But I wanted her to go and experience it. But at the same time, my mom heart was like, it's a holiday weekend and people are irresponsible. And if I could just cover you and keep you safe at home, then that's what I want and plan to do. And I know she was disappointed, but she understood where I was coming from. And she was like, I know, like, the first time I spent the night with someone, you kept calling and checking to make sure I was okay. And I know that I would not be at peace if she was with them. But at the same time, I wonder if, like, do you just pray and believe and hope that everything is going to be okay and you allow your kiddos, who is 15 and a half, right, to have that experience? And then I was wondering, like, what if my 19-year-old was like, hey, I've been invited to go to the lake with someone. Would I keep my 19-year-old from going? Would I say, yeah, I'm not a fan of that? Probably. But at what point do I say, you know what? Because I do believe, like, when it's our time to go, it's our time to go. But if I could have prevented it, then I would be mad at myself that I didn't prevent it, because people are reckless. So what are y'all thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on the holidays, people being irresponsible and drinking, or letting your babies go off to the lake on a holiday weekend, when I know that people be out on boats and stuff drinking, and they could have been, the family that she would have been with could be like as careful as all get out, right? But then someone else could be reckless. And then I'm like, and bodies have been coming up in Tennessee at Percy Priest Lake or whatever. Like, yeah, I wasn't feeling it. So then I woke up thinking, maybe I just need to go to the beach, because I'm not feeling a lot of stuff right now. Like, sometimes I feel like, I want to get away. I want to. Anyway. Sometimes I feel like I need peace in my life, and I might need to just go hang out somewhere at a beach on the sand and be in my own thoughts. I don't know. What are y'all thoughts? About life, about trauma, about going back to school. Have you thought about going back to school? About raising your kids, about being around people. I've talked about a lot today, about people owning their mess and parenting. Like, how do you deal with situations like that when you want your kids to have an experience, but you're kind of nervous about it? So I woke up today with my morning not being magical. What are y'all up to? I don't know if you have enjoyed this chat or not. This was just me being my authentic self, trying to find peace in this crazy world that we live in, and hoping that you guys will chat with me. Leave your comments. Let me know what you're thinking. And tomorrow's the 4th of July. What are y'all doing? Are y'all celebrating? Are y'all not celebrating? I know a lot of Black people recently have stopped celebrating the 4th. But at the end of the day, we're living in this world, and it is a federal holiday, and it is an opportunity for families to get together. And it is when our country became free, gained its independence. So, like, what are y'all up to? Chat with me about it, and we'll talk soon. Okay? Peace.